All right, let's get this party going. Let's get this party started already. Welcome everyone to my live stream. Well, it used to be weekly stream, but I've taken some time off. But I'm here this week, and we're going live. And I got some fancy new equipment. I don't know if that's gonna do anything good for my stream, but all of a sudden now I can change very easily. Oh, the sound doesn't work when I gotta still work it out. I gotta figure it out how to program it and stuff, right? Like every tool, it doesn't do anything until you program it. At least that's what it comes with the fancy new equipment. And then I got like a little monitor in here just to check it. I actually don't need that one right now. Anyways, welcome to the live stream. Where is everyone from and what are you guys doing? Just to get from the very beginning, I know there's a few pending orders still, and we're getting those out tomorrow. Today we got the final packages that we needed to process everything. So finally, all those last pending orders that we haven't been able to get out, they're gonna go out tomorrow. So if you're waiting for something from me, tomorrow is most likely the day that it's gonna be out, and then it's gonna be on its way to you. Apologize for taking so long on some of these. I mean, it's almost it's almost been 2 weeks now, right? Yeah, we were back. We oversold. You guys ordered so much stuff that we didn't have it, so we had to order a bunch of the stuff, and it took forever to get here because of the holiday, season got on the way or whatever. You know how it is, right? And so that's why we were waiting for all that stuff to get it out to you. So with that out of the way, let's see where you guys are from. Hope you look at that voltage drop once the 20 amp boards are connected. Lucas, I don't know what you're talking about there. Did you say something else before that? No. Let's see here. From Wally. Where's from Wally? In the US, Walter, where are you? Yeah, you lose sound when switching. Yeah, I haven't programmed it so that the sound stays on or whatever. But the thing is that it will get the sound from that machine or that computer. So if we wanted to watch a video together, for example, then it would be just easily as to click that button. And then, of course, I'd have to change the sound or whatever. I have to turn the sound on. Oh, wait a minute. What if I do this? I shouldn't experiment this while I'm live. I should have done that before. Las Vegas is in the house on the beach. Look at that. Texas, McAllen, Texas. How the LTO batteries from battery hookup are they currently worth the money? I don't know, Matthew Miller. I haven't tried them. And I don't know if they're worth it. I haven't even looked at see how much they're selling them for or anything like that. Houston, Texas, Sri Lanka. Look at that. Utah, Arizona, another Utah right here, and Texas. A lot of people in Texas. What's up with that? It's just Texas is a big place, I guess. Planet Earth, as far as I know. There you go. I hope you're from Planet Earth. But in Cali, China, electrician. Portland, Oregon. I've been to Portland. It's a pretty nice city. I want to go back there. Look at that. Always checking about your 1860 DIY here from the Philippines. And then Colorado and Chicago. Once the BMS board is connected, those 320 amp holds the voltage drops. Yeah, there's not supposed to. I think I remember talking to you, Lucas. It's not supposed to. There's some wrong happening there. They shouldn't be dropping 12 volts. And by the way, when you test this, please do test it with the load. Don't test it with the, okay, so let's talk about that, right? Sometimes the transistors are on or off, but they're not like 100% on or off. So they do have this bleed voltage that goes on when they're off, right? And so if something is not full voltage, right, it might be that it's actually on the off position but that's just the bleed voltage that is going through. And so when you actually put a real load in there, then that voltage goes down to zero or near zero, right? So there's no real current capability on those MOSFETs or those transistors or whatever when you have them there. So if that's what you're seeing, if you're seeing it on a very sensitive multimeter or something like that, then yeah, you can't take those measurements as real. You'd have to anything less, right, and anything that can support a load, then it's usually off or whatever. I don't know if that's what's happening with you, but that's the only time that the voltage should go down like that. If it's happening while you're doing something else, then that's probably a faulty BMS, and then we have to look into that. But yeah, it shouldn't be doing that. Let's see. Sacramento is in the house. So what is this switcher you have there? Oh yeah, so this is a new switcher that just came into the market. Pre-ordered it and I got it, and it's a pretty simple yet pretty powerful HDMI switcher. It has all the features of all the fancy stuff on the software side. I haven't even installed software, but you could also use it very similar or very simply just to switch 4 different HDMI signals, right? And it does it seamlessly, and it does it, with like swipes and all this other stuff. It could be a simple thing or it could be a hard thing. Oh, and by the way, the dogs, you know how sometimes they get in I buy one of these Furbos, which is a little camera that holds food, and when you throw it like that, it'll make some sound, and then the dogs are not coming. They're angry. Oh, there we go. Here we go. See, my dog is there. There's one that can't resist. No matter what's happening, he's got to come and eat, right? If you throw him a treat. It's one of these things you use while you're away or whatever. So anyways, I thought I'd get one, put it on the other room there in case they were like bothering me here while I'm live. I could just press that button and it'll make a noise, throw food over there, and then they'll be entertained over there for a little while. So that's where the dogs are at right now. San Diego, Sydney, Australia says, I emailed you about the bad PCB board last night with the bad fuse. Sounds like you'll be sending some new fuses. Easy to resolder a new one on. I guess you will find out. Yeah, I mean, soldering is pretty easy. You should be able to just change it in there. Let's see. ITO cells are $125 for 10 cells, 20 amp hours. Oh yeah, I don't know the voltage of those. Well, you know what the voltage is that? I don't. So what you would have to figure out is the kilowatt hour or the price per kilowatt hour, right? And then you can compare it to the regular lithium-ion cells that we're using right now. So that would be one way to give us perspective as to where they're at, right? Let's see here. Any chance you could drop a name or model number of that switcher? Oh yeah, this is the ATEM Mini. ATEM Mini. And apparently the ATEM is like a whole ATEM. It's a whole line of Blackmagic design switchers. They have this giant, like whatever, studio quality or whatever. So this is just a mini one that was just released. Pretty cool stuff. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to use it here. I'm gonna try and leave it set up here, hide all the cables, but put like, for a secondary computer, for like a secondary camera in case I'm doing something on the table here, like in the case of that BMS that I'm gonna be going through and running through and so be able to just push a button and then there's the angle that I want. I'll be able to record videos kind of on the fly. At least that's the idea anyways, because these days if it takes me too long to set up, I'm like, screw it, I'll just do it in post, and then I'm not getting to do those in post. So yeah, it's counterproductive. So if I can actually get the stuff done and record it, then it's gonna be much better. Because I just can't spend time setting up cameras when I'm on the technical mode in my brain for some reason, if you can understand that. If I'm like in the creative side, right? If I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm thinking about the video more so than the content, right, that I'm making, then I am able to spend more time setting up a camera and the angle and the lighting and the thing and all that nonsense, right? But yeah. AFB is audio follows video. Turn it off. Oh, I see. So if you turn it off. 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, so there's no sound there. How do you do? Look at that. Oh, reset. Reset? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't figure it out. Like I said, I don't want to experiment while I'm live with you guys, because how are we doing here tonight? 156. There's not a lot of. Last week it was crazy. There's like 500 of you guys watching, which was pretty crazy. So let's see here. Hello from the Ozarks. Wow. Press on for channel 1 if it's your camera. Wait, so while you, yeah, again, I'll try that later. So who makes the video switcher? Yeah, it's Blackmagic Zyme. Let's see. Also, what is the point of the ribbon cable you connect between each PCB board? So those are the balance leads of each individual board. So basically, each board is a standalone battery pack, right? 7S, and then I break out all the in-between cells, right? So all the balance leads, and so then you connect those into the next board, into the next 7S cell. So it's one battery is connected in parallel with the next battery, and then with the next battery, and with the next battery, and you can potentially, essentially go, forever. So that's what the ribbon cable carries. Is all the independent, the independent group voltage, right? And so you can, yeah, it's just much easier to maintain your whole battery pack balance, because you only will have to worry about 7 groups of cells instead of 7 times whatever amount of battery modules you have, right? If you have 100 of these things, then you would have to do 700 different cells that you'd have to manage, right? So that'd be crazy. No, you wouldn't be able to do that many. That would very quickly get out of hand. But with this way, paralleling the whole thing, then you basically you just grow your battery by another cell, right? Times 7. So then, yeah, that's what that does. What do you think the GEC buy light bulbs are home? I don't know what that means. You'll have to elaborate on that. Ruben Salazar's in the house. Welcome, Ruben. Press on to permanently select the sound. Something like Casey Neistat table setup. Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, he does have a thing, but he uses it to record. I was thinking more when I go live. No, I guess, yeah, I was talking about recording. Yeah, except to record live, right? So if I do put like a secondary camera, all these cameras will put out, like these GoPros will put out a signal. So if I put one up here, for example, usually I'm like, oh, I gotta set it up, put it on a tripod, put it in some kind of clamp, but if I have it already set up, then it's gonna be much easier. Yeah. Do your wall panels run your whole house? No, they just are you connected to the grid? Yeah, I have them connected to the grid, so they basically run my base load. That's what I'm doing right now, right? So during the day, usually if the sun is out, then usually I'm not drawing anything from the grid. And it's good because my time of use is usually the highest. It's peak when the sun's out. So anything between noon to 6 p.m. is peak time for me. And that's usually when the sun is out, and that's when the panels are producing power. So they really, having them that way, they make the most, I'm getting the most efficient use out of my panels, because every kilowatt hour that they produce, it's worth about 50 cents for me, right? And so that is the way that basically I can have a 20 to 24 month return on investment on my little panels, right? I spent, you know, the first run was $1,500. Then I bought some more, but I haven't put them up. But those, yeah, anything between 20 to 24 months, then you basically recoup all your investment, because each kilowatt hour is about 50 cents. So it kind of adds up. At the end of the month, you're 60, 70, you know, in the summer, some summer months, it's even like 100 or just a bit over 100 a month, right? So you add that through 20 months, boom, your stuff is paid off. So yeah, it just depends, right? I know that for some people, if the solar doesn't make sense, it'll take way longer to recoup that investment. So it's kind of like an investment in the far future. But in my case here, yeah, no, it's really worth it. Let's see here, Montreal. Let's see. What would be the max? I am thinking of building an electric Mini Cooper. An electric Mini Cooper, what do you think it will cost? Well, I mean, it could cost anything. It's weird. I mean, depends what you choose. How much battery you put in there, what kind of battery. There's all kinds of batteries these days, so you can go somewhat cheap if you want to do a bunch of work, or you can go middle of the road, right? Or you can go like me, where I'm spending a lot of money on batteries because I'm gonna start from scratch, right? But I'm using the most energy dense battery that I can get on brand new cells and stuff, right? So yeah, it just depends, right? And then depends how, I don't know how big that car is, how much battery, I mean, how much area that you actually have available. So that's gonna be another one of those variables that you would need to find out, right, to really be able to know. My dogs are just scratching there. They're not happy. Let me let them in. Hopefully they're not gonna make too much noise. All right, guys. Don't be crazy, okay? This is Rocket. His name is Rocket because he moves like a rocket. He doesn't stop. He goes fast, and he doesn't listen to anyone. Did you just farted, boy? So, yeah, that's why he's the latest of the family. Hey, man, that's my phone, man. What's going on here? And sometimes he's annoying. Oh my God, how are you doing? He likes to fight with the other dogs, so he likes to jump up here because then the other dogs get jealous, and then he jumps down there and starts fighting with them. And it's, you know, it's just friendly or whatever. But anyways, 12 cents in Ohio. Yeah, wow. Yeah, here my feed in is 52 cents per kilowatt hour. Island times. Wow. Yeah, you're in an island, right? So I think probably power is like really expensive where you're at. Hey, what did I tell you, boy? Are you going to partner with EV West for a video soon? You know, I will. Okay, yeah, it's pretty safe to say I will be releasing a video that I did in conjunction with EV West a while ago, and I think I'm gonna release that now. Yeah. So either in the next 2 weeks or the first 2 weeks of the year. Then the next month, right? So yeah, and it's gonna be a video that I shot at EV West and stuff, but nothing. Well, actually, new stuff. Yeah, I'm also gonna partner because they're gonna, I'm gonna go over there and do my build of the next version of my bus, right? Where I'm gonna change that motor that I have in there for a Tesla motor and stuff, and that's gonna happen at EV West, and yeah, we're gonna do some videos there. I like your new and improved website, says Ruben Salzar. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, I've been adding more stuff in there, and I just got my brother to help me figure out how we're gonna do the whole kit.com thing, right? It's just, I'm not equipped to sell batteries. I'll give you an example, right? So I'm gonna order, okay, so I don't sell the batteries, right? That's all my partners. There's all these other guys, right? And so then I was using the kit website as an aggregator. So basically, it's where I put all the links, and I can write up a little description, whatever. And then I would share that link with you guys, and then you guys would go to that website and then look, and then you would click through and then go to the actual website, whether it was on their personal website or on eBay or on Amazon or whatever. And so that was working great, except that kit.com people are dumb. I mean, this is the most unreliable service that I have ever encountered, right? And this last 2 weeks was what do they say that when the straw that broke the camel's back, I guess, was when these new people bought that service for the third time now. It's changed 3 times since I've been doing this. And these people bought a domain, or bought a website without owning the domain somehow. And so now they're asking us to go and change all the links, because it's no longer kit.com, it's kit.co, which is... Anyways, I don't want to deal with them. Someone that's that stupid to buy a domain or buy a website without the domain, it's pretty stupid, right? And it's causing a ton of problems and inconvenience for us, the users, right? And I'm like, I don't need them. I can just do that on my website. I can just aggregate links and send you to the right place for you. So anyways, that's what we're doing. We're doing that on the new website, and we're working on that. And so because now I've been looking into it, I've been adding more products and, changing, adding pictures, adding, just kind of looking into it, because I think I have to spend more time on that website. Let's see, there you go. They're leaving because I pressed the button here. Let's see. My dogs are humping. Yeah, my dogs hump all the time. I allow it. It's encouraged, actually. Could you recommend a website that outlines the needed documents to install solar on a home as a DIY? I can't, because I don't even know. It's a very extensive subject, and it changes from place to place. So I don't even know if it exists. I think there's a lot of places where you can hire people to do it, right? But I don't know if it exists on the DIY side. That's a pretty interesting thing. I haven't gone through that myself, so I haven't gotten a chance to look into that if I want to be involved in setting something like that up or something. But yeah, sorry, I'm not very useful there because my system's not really legit. So, I didn't look into all of that stuff. I mean, I kind of looked into it and I'm like, oh my God, it's not easy. There's a lot of steps, right? I mean, you got to start with some engineering, right? You got to submit plans, engineering plans and all this stuff, and it can get pretty complex. Now, of course, there are templates that people are using and sort of stuff like that, but as I remember, it was like, okay, this is pretty extensive. Any DIY for a battery charger for a car to charge phones while the car is off that can withstand the heat? I don't know. I think there's probably a lot of them. I need to understand more the needs there, because I can withstand the heat. What kind of heat are you planning to put this stuff into, and what kind of car? A battery charger for a car to charge phones while the car is off. Yeah, that sounds like a very simple, just DC to DC device, right? So I just, module alternative without plastic connectors. 7 is made with 1 BMS with 3 wire nickel strips, 3mm diameter, copper rivet solder on each end of the nickel strip, mounted in 6mm mains board strip. I kind of thought about that back in the day of doing that, and I kind of was like, I think I could I cut a lot of the costs of, because those battery holders, they don't cost a lot, right? But they do add up when you're ordering, thousands of them. If you can cut off, a few cents, that guy's going. He's just running like crazy. Look at that, like full sprint. That's why his name is Rocket. I just kind of gave up because it was too hard. I had to source too many like products or parts that I couldn't get my hands on. And then at the end, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have to make custom parts, and it's gonna end up costing more. And these are working. I'm like, yeah. And the things, well, other than the savings, they really didn't add up too much, right? Like, a lot of people are looking for more power off of each cell, but I'm like, why? What do you want that? Like, these cells can't put out that much power anyway, so it doesn't make sense to spend so much time and effort trying to get more out of cells if the cells can't give it to you, right? And so I'm like, 1C is good enough for power. For Powerwall, use 1C is pretty good. That's enough. Okay, look, Wayne. Oh, they heard it. Like, look at that, they're running. Use 18650s. Oh my God, it jumped. Your town doesn't want to hear DIY, period. Yes. Yeah, they don't like the DIY lifestyle, that's for sure. And it's for safety. It's for your own safety, they'll say. Yeah, right. Have you ever experimented with the DIY BMS from laptops to reuse them for low budget people like me? I actually need quick fix to recharge 18650. No, so BMSs of that size, they're pretty cheap. Probably get them, about $1 each and stuff, right? So it's just they don't scale well but they're the wrong voltage, right? I don't know. They're usually what, 3S or 4S? What is usually a computer pack? Yeah, but there's 2S, 3S, 4S, I think. And I guess you can use them like that, and you can just parallel a bunch of them. I haven't looked into it. It just seems like it's too much work, and they're all different, and they're all mostly dead anyways. That's the reason why the cells are bad. Hello, it's Alex from Central Cali. I hope to see you soon and work with you. How much amp and volt do you think would need for an electric motorcycle with a metal frame? You could do, a motorcycle that wouldn't need that much. I think, you're probably good with like 10 horsepower to 20 horsepower peak. So yeah, depending on the voltage, if you're doing, let's say you're doing 100 volts, then yeah, you need 100 amps, right? What's 100 amps times 100 volts? Oh, look, they're waiting. There we go. Let's do the math. Here we go. Yeah, 100 volts times, what did I say? 100 amps? Yeah, that's 10 kilowatt. Yeah, so, if you're 100 amps, 100 volts, that's your 10. And it'll get to about 200 amps. That's probably about this. And then, of course, you go higher than that, 200, then you lower the amperage, right? But about 10 to 20 kilowatts, that's about what you would need for a motorcycle. You don't need more than that. Unless you want to build some crazy high-performance thing that, goes 200 miles an hour or something. Yeah, then you would need way much more power than that. What type of battery would you recommend for a high amp discharge? Right, 200 amp. Not a lot of cells will be in parallel, so the individual cells need to withstand the high discharge. Well, there's tons of them, right? The headways will do 200 amps. These guys will do 200 amps, right? Where are these? Yeah, the SPIM08s, these guys will do 200 amps, no problem. And these are really cheap, actually. They're like $6 or whatever. Yeah, there's a bunch of cells that will do it. And of course, if you need to have the most power density in a pack, then just go LiPo, right? If you don't, you won't get a lot of cycles out of them. But that is the easiest, that's the best way to get a very powerful battery and a tiny little small package. So, okay, here we go. Go get some more. Why is parallel connecting large lithium batteries such a bad idea? It's not. It's not a bad idea. It's commonly done by many people. A large lithium battery pack or battery cell is just a bunch of like little cells inside connected in parallel, essentially, right? So yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who told you that it was a bad idea, but it's not a bad idea. You could do it. You could do it safely. Yeah, it's commonly done by large battery. There's no every large, well, every pack. Not every pack, but most packs, large packs, have parallel cells, whether they're little ones or they're large ones. It doesn't matter. Did you know Magical Tech Store AliExpress is selling your Powerwall boards? Yes, there are several sellers that are selling that stuff on AliExpress. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's what's gonna happen, right? It's an open source project. They see that people are buying it, that people are using it, so then they would sell it. I did order some from one of the sellers, not that particular one. And I didn't like a lot of stuff. That's, by the way, that's my dad. Everybody say hi to my dad. He is a he doesn't care. He's he just likes to do the rounds. Yeah, so I did order some from one of these sellers, and there was a lot of stuff that I didn't like. I mean, mostly it was the packaging, the very terrible packaging, and like 25% of the boards that I got from them literally came destroyed because of the bad packaging. And then they put way too many of the things. They don't understand what these boards are for. So then they just put everything that they see that it possibly could go on the board. They do that. And you're like, okay, you're just wasting a lot of product. Not every single board needs this connector, or every single connector. Because see, those boards they're kind of designed to be used in many, many different ways, right? But you have to pick one or the other way. You don't have to do everything, and they don't understand that. And so, yeah, I mean, they don't quite get. So you might get boards would have more extra parts that you don't need, and stuff like that if you order from them. So that's the only problem. What is the easiest way to remove spot welds off used 18650 cells? Dremel grinding is tiring and fatiguing. I just use these guys, right? You make sure they're sharp and they're new, and then you just go in there and just rip them out, and then you cut the little nipples that stay on there. And I have to clean all those ones. I'm currently testing all those ones there. And the seller that sent them to me, they were kind of rough with them, and they left a bunch of the stuff stuck at the end of the cell. So now, before I test them, I have to go and clean them so that when I put them on my boards, they're gonna be good, right? And I'm gonna do a whole build using those there, and I'm preparing them. If you guys have been watching my videos for a long time, you guys have been seeing those batteries. They're there for a long time, for a better part of a year now. So finally, I'm gonna put them to use, and they're gonna be up on the wall pretty soon here. But I have to kind of cycle all of them, right? And I've been just doing slowly cycling a few. It's crazy because I'm only doing like 20 at a time, because more than that, it's too long for me to stand there and change and write the thing. It's like it's kind of annoying. I I don't like that kind of work, right? And so whatever the amount it takes me to do 20 cells, that's about the most that I can that I can stand in one day to do. So I just do 20, like one row of those in there, and then write them and take them out, clean some more, put them up there, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Because I have a lot more chargers. I could actually do quite a bit of them, right? It's 4 times 5, that's 20, that's 20, 40. So I can do 80 cells at a single time or whatever. But I just can't can't get myself to be there enough time to clean them and stuff. Let's see, my 46S ITO BMS you know of. I need amperage input and output around 400 amps. I want to connect my bicycle to a Tesla supercharger. No. I don't think you can do that, and I wouldn't recommend you do that. The Tesla supercharger is 400 volts, and it can put out like, well, it used to be 400 amps, but I think it's more like 500 or 600 amps now. Let's see here. Right? They're up to what, 150, almost 200, I think. On some vehicles can actually support 200 kilowatt. So, and the volt, you got to think about it. It's a 96S system, right? So let's say 96 times 4 volts, right? Let's say, so 384, so it's 350 nominal, but you know, let's say that it's 375. It's in between the right? So times 400 amps. That's 150. Okay. Yeah, so it's 475. Come on. Times 500 amps. Whoa, no, really? 375 times 500, let's see. 187. Yeah, so it's somewhere around there. They're capable of more than 500 amps. What's my dad doing? What's he doing? Oh, jeez. Let's see here. What else do we got? What is your option on the solid state glass battery? I don't know. I think you're asking your opinion. I don't have an opinion in this. Alternative without plastic connectors. I was mainly concerned with the plastic mounts aren't that strong. Copper rivets, 6mm volts used in a house circuit board is much stronger, say 50%. Yeah, I mean, I think there is a way to do it, and I think it might be worth looking into that in the future and stuff, but it adds more work to the end user, which I am trying to actually prevent. I think that's the reason why I didn't go through, right? Like, soon I will start offering the boards completely populated. In fact, some of you guys, a few of you guys have ordered just the regular, have received already some fully populated boards that we are using to test or whatever. You know, we have a bunch of them. We're like, okay, since we didn't have enough product to ship out, I thought, like, let's just ship all these ones that are populated. There's nothing wrong with them. These are perfectly good. And so then we got them out, right? So eventually I want to do that, because I think that's the key is there, right? Where I relieved you guys from a lot of this soldering work and stuff. So that's the reason why I didn't go this way, because that would require for the end user to do all that stuff, right? And it would require, and I could, I guess, get someone else to do that work, maybe someone at a factory or whatever. But that is kind of more like a custom kind of work than just having someone populate this board with just a standard, you know, battery holder. Like, there's no explanation needed for, here's the holder, here's the board, populate it, solder it, you know, and it just kind of works. Where, like, if it's some custom thing with rivets and made out of copper and they, you know, then there's more involved in there. As maybe I move along and forming relationships with these guys, in these factories and stuff, then maybe I'll be able to. That wouldn't be such a big deal or hurdle for me to pass. But when at the time when I was looking at that, I was like, it's too much. I can't even find anyone to just populate my boards. Believe it or not, China, huge country. That's what they do. That's all they do for us is populate electronic. They create electronic products, so they populate PCB boards with electronics for us, and somehow I can't find any. But I have, now I'm testing a couple of guys that are doing that for me, and so then it's gonna work. Rocket SpaceX. There we go. I should have named them SpaceX instead of Rocket. I should have. What's the Falcon? I should have named him Falcon 9 or Falcon 1. Falcon 1. Rocket. It was Crystal. Crystal was the one that named them. But look, see, he looks pretty when he's just there. When he's not on. That's like a rocket. He seems serene when he's not exploding. Yeah, look at that. It was enough. Let's see here. I have 800 amp of lithium batteries parallel. 48 volts. Everybody's saying hi to my dad over here. My dad is... Look, here's the thing. Here's the story of my dad. My dad he was born in 1930, so what, is he going to be 90? I think he's going to be 90. He just doesn't care. And I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have to. If you reach that age, you shouldn't care. Right? You've paid your dues. Yeah, so that's what it is here. And I can't yell at him, what can I do? Like, I can't say anything. I'll be like, hey, wait, he wants to walk in. I do have to. So it was such a weird thing because first I'm like, man, if I could work from home, that'd be the dream. That would be the dream, right? If I don't have to get in a car and travel somewhere, that's the dream right there. And then, I did it. Eventually, I moved things in my life to be able to do that here, and I'm like, now I'm like, man, if I could only move back into an office like I used to be, I could get so much work done because between the dogs, between my mom, my parents, because my parents live with me, right? So, and I can't get stuff done because they're just, my dad is just hovering around. He's, yeah. So, I can't shoot a video because he's like right there making noise or what am I going to do? Go tell him not to do it? Like, you just can't, Like, you get to a point where you're like, oh, he's just doing his thing. There's nothing I can do about that. So, yeah, I think eventually I'm going to find a place where I can go and work and just not have anybody trying to get my attention and stuff. That's why working at home is not as good, magical as it seems at first, right? You need to disconnect for a little bit. Look, this guy, see? Why don't you let me work, man? Oh, you want some treats? You want some treats? Oh, that's what it is. Let's see. Failed to connect. No, there we go. There we go. See, they heard it. Go. Go get some. Oh, he doesn't believe it. Okay, whatever. Anthony Plack, do they burn with the same fierceness when they ignite? Is it easier to extinguish LiPo4 batteries over the cobalt? Yeah, I think they don't ignite. I don't think I've ever seen a lithium iron phosphate cell ignite. It's usually they just get hot and they steam and, yeah, they just steam white smoke and stuff, but I never seen it. I am almost finished building the boards I got from you. I will say the BMS PCB was hard to do with the wiring. It took me about 2 hours or so. Yeah, no, definitely it is a challenge. I'd probably safe to say not for everyone or not the same amount for everyone, right? But it is a challenge. It is work. Like, no matter how good you are at soldering and stuff, it's gonna take you some time. And that's what I'm trying to eliminate. I really haven't done the big builds, right? Because I know probably you guys are asking, like, what if you have this already done? Like, if so many people are building power walls, why haven't you build yours and made a video about it and the whole thing? And that's the reason why. It's like I haven't built one because I don't want to build one without doing a video, right? I've done so many projects now without doing the video, and now I'm trying to go back and do a video after the fact. It just doesn't work for me, right? And so I don't want to be there, and I don't want to do a video right now because I know that I'm gonna get, a lot of orders and a lot of people, and so I want to do like a big push only once I think I'm done, or the next step, the next level. And the next level is that it's having them offer all these products fully populated, right? So that it's so much easier for just the average person to put this battery packs together. And so I'm so close. I've been working with them. I was getting ready today to send them an email and get them to approve, to commit to build the boards a certain way, and then to ship a certain way, so that we don't get so many boards, destroyed, or they need to not be scratched or broken and stuff like that. I know it's bound to happen, but not, it has to, quality control has to remain, a priority and stuff. I counseled a woman who wanted me to speak to her 92-year-old mom because she started drinking a fifth of whiskey every day. Her daughter was concerned about the impact of her liver. I mean, yeah, I guess it is, but I mean, you're like, why? Is she gonna be like, you're gonna destroy your liver in 20 years? You're not gonna have a liver left. But you know what? What if that lady was gonna live 120 years? I don't know. Whatever. I think after a certain age, you just do whatever you want. No, boy, no. You're gonna hurt yourself. Let me put him over there on the other room now. These dogs, they're too attached. Too attached. You asked her if the mom's day was better after she drank. Oh yeah, she's much happier. I just worry about her health. My mom's 92. Yeah, if it helps, helps. Yeah, I think being happier is important. If the LiPo is safer than cobalt, why do you think Tesla hasn't used that on their cars? Oh, because they don't need safer. Cobalt batteries are safe enough. They actually need energy density. And lithium cobalt oxide, lithium iron phosphate is far from being the most energy dense cells that you can make, or the most dense chemistry. Yeah, so they don't. It's like lithium batteries are not dangerous. They're just, there's inherent dangers to using batteries. But I mean, it's like saying, why are you using batteries? I mean, yeah, it's like they're just, lead acid batteries are also not like 100% safe, right? They explode, they emit gases that are poisonous and stuff. So, just because there are maybe safer alternatives, that means you're not going to stop using them, right? I mean, why do we use dangerous batteries in our cars, lead acid batteries, for the last 100 years? It's because they're safe enough. They're not really, it's not a big concern to use them, right? It's the same thing with lithium iron phosphate or lithium cobalt oxide batteries. It's just, they're not too dangerous. They're just dangerous enough to need, for you to take precautions or whatever. But they are the most dense chemistry by far out there. Well, yeah, that is economically feasible, I think, for cars, right? So, I've seen a 3-stage power wall with a relay that shuts off power from feeding back into the grid and covers it all to the water heater and the car's fast charger. Oh yeah, once the batteries are fully charged, you're saying that it diverts power to do some other. Yeah, that makes sense to have that. To heat the water, or yeah, because you think about it. If you have a big tank of water, you could heat that water, and then that's a form of energy, right? That's a form of battery right there. You could store that energy thermally if you needed that water hot, because otherwise you would have to spend some other form of energy to heat that water, right? And so, yeah, it's just a good way to do it. Nickel iron Edison type batteries. Yeah, again, I don't know much about them. I have a question on the 7S PCB board. If one of the cells goes bad, will the 15 amp fuse go, or will the trace fuse connected to the cell blow first? Well, so hopefully both of those will go off at the same time, and that way that whole board is completely disconnected from the pack. Now, if that doesn't happen, then one of them will blow off. So either that particular cell will be disconnected from the other cells, but they will still be connected on the thing. I guess that could be an issue there. But then obviously if it goes above, and it's usually 5 amps. It's a 5 amp fuse that is going in line with all those cells, right? Per pack. It's 15 only on the HP, which are the high power version ones, because those are 2 cells. So it's 14 cells. So if you divide that by half, it's about 7 amps per cell, right? So if it goes above that, then yeah, it'll blow in there. So there's multiple paths, and it's kind of hard to predict exactly what's going to happen, because it's hard to know how one cell is going to die. Is it going to be a dead short instantly? It's going to be a short that develops over time. It's like there's many ways how cells will die, and so then hopefully, one of those is gonna either one of those fuses is gonna disconnect, and then it's gonna keep your battery from take it out of the pack. I guess someone correct me if I'm wrong, but overcharging LiFePo 4s, they should ignite, right? I mean, they shouldn't, and I've never seen one, but they probably can. Jehu, where did you get that Black Magic Atom Mini? I can't find one for the retail price. How did you like it? I pre-ordered it. As soon as I saw it announced, I just pre-ordered it. I knew that I was gonna need something like that, and I've been looking for something like this for a very long time, and it didn't exist, and now finally I saw the thing, and so I pre-ordered it, and then it came. I mean, this is months and months ago, right? So that's probably why I think everybody pre-ordered it when they announced it. Now that they start shipping, it went to the pre-orders first, and it's probably sold out right now. But yeah, check B&H. If B&H doesn't have it, then it's probably sold out everywhere else. What's up, man? What's gonna be the hottest battery tech for 2020? I think it's gonna be the Tesla Model 3 batteries. Oh, by the way, just a quick. Let me just change the battery here. Let me just take a quick little break, a few seconds here. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I think Tesla might come up with something, but I don't think it's going to be mind blowing. I think it's just going to be some incremental, right? They're going to add more capacity or more energy density to the packs or something. But as far as for us, regular folk, and of course, I guess if those batteries start coming out on the cars, then they're gonna be available to us, I think, right? But by far, I think the most impact that we regular folks are gonna have on the battery technology side is gonna be the ability to get large amounts of Model 3 battery packs, because they're coming. There's a ton of them. You know, I mean, there are like thousands of these cars that are ending up on the street, and they're ending up, you know, crashed or something, and then those batteries become available to us. So yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest change. Our batteries below 2 volts worth charging and testing. Keep seeing people saying to just throw low voltage cells away. It just really depends how long they've been down at 2 volts. If they were there, if they got there a couple days ago or a couple of weeks ago, yeah, it might be worth reviving them. If they've been there for a year, then it probably not. They're gonna be too damaged. So it just really depends, right? And a lot of times you don't know, so that's why you can't just want to test them and stuff. Trying to get a basic comprehension on building my own battery bank. Yeah, I mean you're in the right place. Watch the videos. Look at what other people are doing on their packs. It can get pretty complex and very involved. Or at the same time, it could be very simple. You can get some couple of modules and just connect wires and then a little connector, and you're ready to go, right? It is becoming much more so the case now with batteries that are coming out in, you know, in the good, the voltages that we need. So, you know, 24 to 48 volts or whatever. Eric the Goat Guy says, test the stock went up $28 today at over almost 7%. It have been doing awesome. So Tesla stock, huh? Huh. Hey, you skipped my question. What's your opinion on snake oil batteries? They were invented by PhD University guy and are the future of storage, apparently. Snake oil batteries, huh? I don't know. Sounds like snake oil to me. Oh no, the dogs are barking. Get dead lead acid batteries and charge them. Oh, somebody's here. Who's here? Let me just look, see. Let me just check my cameras here. See if I can see who's outside. Hey, there's nobody there. Oh, I think it's the neighbors. I have loud neighbors. Yeah, I have loud neighbors, so they're just talking outside. Okay. What to do with the Model 3? Oh my God, these guys are barking. Maybe let's throw them some food. So, has EV West figured out how to use the Model 3 batteries outside of the stock box? I don't know if they're successfully done a build yet. I'm doing mine, right? And I might be a bit optimistic. I think when I talked to Michael, he was like, he's like, yeah, do it, you know. But he had his doubts or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna do it. It fits in my bus here, like fine or whatever. So I don't know if they're trying them. I know that he had one and it was just sitting there, and he was just like saying like, I can't find any vehicle for these where to go, you know. And so he was like, I can't use them for anything yet. And then we all kind of looked into how much it would take to like cut them, cut the modules in half, but it doesn't seem that easy. Just on paper, it doesn't seem feasible or worth it, right? But I don't know. I think someone should try it. I don't know. It might have to be me, you know. But I haven't gotten myself a module. They're quite, you know, they're cheap. They're the cheapest battery that you can buy, but they're such large modules that you're still looking at about $2,500 per module, right? So, you know, for me to like, oh, let me just get one so I can experiment and cut in half and, you know, destroy it. It's still like $2,500, so you're just like, okay, let me just wait around. Maybe like once we get one that's damaged or something, then we'll use that one to cut it. I don't know. Who knows? But I know that I'm buying a pack soon, and I will be rehousing it so that I can put it on my bus, and then then I have a better idea of what it's gonna take to get these batteries, you know, to make them useful for us, and especially on the storage side. I think on the storage side there will be a way to do them without modifying them. I think at 96S equipment will probably work out of the box with them, right? Because one's a 23S and the other one's 25S. So I don't know which one will be the better one, but I think we'll be able to do it. And of course, again, I can't say with 100% certainty until I try it myself, right? That's how I'd like to find things out. I'm not the kind that will read an article and then just I'm an expert all of a sudden because I read some article, someone else's opinion or someone else's thing, right? Like usually I like to test stuff for myself. Erdogan says, I'm going to Missouri, wind and solar tomorrow. Make a video. If you have any questions about wind or solar, hit me up. Huh. What will be the best value cells packs currently available to do a DIY build? 20 kilowatt hours, bank, best place to purchase. Yeah, so these modules, these 48 volt modules that we are getting in several places. I know Tom had some, but I think he's sold out right now. EV West has them in stock. And those are probably going to be the cheapest ones that you're going to find, and the easiest ones really to install them because they're ready to go. You just have to install them and then figure out the BMS. But even the BMS, I'm figuring out. I'm getting ready to do the test where I can prove definitely or definitively that the built-in BMS is working. It's not a BMS. It's part of a BMS. It's a balancer, right? They don't have switching on board. So the switching will have to be done outside, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But first I got to test the internal balancer to see that it is actually working just by charging and discharging the cells. And I'm doing that by setting it outside of those, because those are huge. They're like 3 kilowatt hours each. So in order to cycle them, it's going to take quite a bit of time. And in order for me to not have to sit there so long cycling these things back and forth, I'm just going to build a pack outside and then connect that into the smaller packs, and then I can, you know, in one day I can put a couple cycles on that, much easier, right? And then I'll be able to see if it's doing that. So those are probably your best bet. And if you don't have, just go to evwest.com. They have them there. They're the Samsung modules or whatever. Your friend Jack has figured out the port on the Model 3 battery. Did he? Wow. What's he doing with that port? Yeah, I mean, he was trying to figure out some kind of controller, right? So that you can use the built-in BMS on those modules. Which I think that's a good idea. I mean, it's keeping a good... it's a good BMS system that they have on there. So if you can tap into that, why not? I'd say do it. But at least I'm thinking, like, if I don't know how to use the built-in BMS, it doesn't matter. I'll just use another one. I'll use a third-party system, right? I'll just figure out how to connect and tap into the cell, into cell leads. What is it? The balancing leads. Yeah. So that's what I will do. Let's see here. He made a display for it? Really? I just finished my 4S10P. Using 26650 EVs, 3700 PCB packs. Stoked as it is on a BMS and ready to be used. There you go, Morgan. What are you going to be using that battery pack for? It's going to be charged solar, or what's going on there? The hero of the mobile power storage. The rock star of getting from point to point B faster than an amp hour, Jehu Garcia. I don't know if that's a shot or that's a genuine thing in there for me. I don't know if that's positive or negative, that's what I'm saying. Either way, much appreciated. All right, did I skip some of these questions over here? Because I caught up. What's going on here? I'm going through these questions too fast. Usually it's the other way around. You guys are spitting out so many questions that I can't get through them right. But today, I guess, it's working. Must be this dumb... let me see. Does it work? Does it work? Ah, the computer's down. Oh, see, this computer's down. Here we go. I went, by the way, guys, I went to the Petersen Museum. Wait, let me see if I can totally... Can I figure out the thing? So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if I... Reset. Cut. Oh, but that's the other volume. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So okay, so now you guys can hear me. The dog barking. Wait a minute. So, oh, and I put sound. Oh, there we go. Okay, I figured it out. Okay, now I figured it out. I went. So let me tell you what happened this weekend. I went to the Petersen Museum. Oh Jesus, these dogs are going crazy. Let me see how it sounds in the... Shut up, dogs! You guys are being annoying. Oh Jesus, these dogs are going crazy. Let me see how it sounds in the... Okay, so I was trying to see if you could hear the sound from the video, but you can't. Dogs. You guys are being... Okay, all right, here we go. So anyways, me and the wife went to the Petersen Museum, right? They gave us free tickets for some reason. I don't know why, but they did. And we went there. Oh yeah, look, check this out. I want you guys to check this out because... So does that mean if I put this on? What do you have against cilantro?
You want the creamy cilantro?
That means you guys can hear that, right?
Or you just want... There's cilantro in it still. Less calories. Did you think?
No. You're just calling me fat now. Fat shaming. How about fat shaming life? Can you believe that? fat shame. I mean, I've been working so hard to get this down.
You want the creamy cilantro?
You guys can hear that, right?
It's for your health.
There's cilantro.
I didn't say anything about what size you were.
Hope you're happy. Just call me fat. Fat shame. Okay. It's weird because I can't hear the thing, so it's weird. I don't know how to fix that. I'm gonna have to think about that. Okay. Here we go. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. I have to figure this out. I just plugged it in today just to have an A and B for some reason, and then it was interesting. But I gotta work all the kinks, or else it just doesn't have a workflow, right? So I promise I'll have that by next time. I'll go live here, and then that way I can have the thing. Oh my God, this is loud. All right, let's see. Where are we over here? Let's see here. So Anu Breed says I have access to junkyards, the vehicles on wrecked vehicles. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hold on, guys. I can't stand my dogs just barking. But usually when there's someone outside, then they're just barking, right? Let me just find out what's going on over there. All right, there we go. I don't know. They're not barking at anyone. There's no one outside. I don't know why they're barking. I think it's just because my neighbors are being noisy. So you're saying I have access to a junkyard vehicle on wrecked vehicles, any recommendations on specific vehicles to get lithium batteries from? Well, yeah. I mean, Tesla's number one. But Chevy Volts. Both the volts and the other B bolts, which are a stupid thing. I don't know why we have two B's. But anyways, yeah. I mean, usually hybrids are not that great to have the batteries because they're tiny and they're usually pretty used up because they're tiny and so they have to push them so hard. But fully electric vehicles, whatever you can get your hands on, those are going to be good batteries to get your hands on. Leafs. Nissan Leafs, I guess, would be good, but those, like if they're the early versions, I guess they're usually not in good shape. Yeah. Cilantro's have less calories. I know Petersen, he's a crazy dude. Really? The brand new Hollywood device. I can hear me outbark the dog. Shame for being fat is the appropriate feeling. Does anyone know where I can get some instructions on how to make a 65-watt fast charging power bank that uses USB-C 3 amp output? Does anyone know where I can get some instructions? I don't think you need instructions. I think you just need to buy one of these on Amazon. Right? This is like a 12 or 24 volt. I don't remember. This is 24 volt. Does it say? Doesn't say. This might be 12 or 24 or both. 12/24, and it puts out USB 3.0 quick charge, and then also Type C PD, which I don't know what, plus PD. I don't know what that means. But anyways, this is a a C, right? Is that what you asked there for C? Yeah, USB-C, 3 amp. So yeah, all you have to do is get this and get some battery pack connected to the back of it, and then you're ready to go. No instructions needed. I mean, yeah, probably someone should make some instructions. I just don't know where to get them. I was looking into that because I'm working on the next version of the chargers, the solar charge control, the solar what do we call them? The solar generators, yeah. Those dogs have sensual barking. It's like being a sensor. As for legs. The dogs always know what's happening. Well, yeah, and then this guy is always hungry and he's always bugging me too. I don't know much about mains chargers, though. I think you can use generic power supply, set the correct voltage, and cut off with the BMS. If not sure, can you just buy a UPS? And he's talking to Edgar. They should make vehicles that can mod easily into other shapes, like how adjustable panels could be designed, like VW does with one of their RVs. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably coming in the future, definitely, but it's it's quite a ways off, I think. Positive dank? What is positive danking? Anker has some power banks that will let you charge at the high USB. They're great. Yeah, I have some. I use some of those actually. The Anker ones. Anker ones are good. So GM offered me up to what? $30 million for my drawing of smart self-sustaining generator, and I turned it down? Why would you do that, John? You should have gotten the payoff. And then you could do anything with that money now. Mine is sort of a solar generator, but I don't have any panels yet. Do solar generators make sense for apartment living? Maybe. It just depends, because I know with apartment living you don't have access to the roof or maybe to a window. I don't know. Hey! All right, here. Jay, who's your power shaving unit online? Which? Oh no, the one outside. No, it was giving me too many problems. And so I found out that the batteries are the ones that gave out on that thing, and it turns out it's because they're kind of faulty. And there's actually a thread on the group, on our Powerwalls group. People are asking. They bought a bunch of those batteries because battery hookup put them on sale. They just want to, I don't know. I think they're just. It was like a blowout sale or something, right? And so then a bunch of people got a bunch of bad ones, and they're asking me, and I'm like, yeah, I think. I mean, that's the reason why I never finished that project. Like I haven't, because I need to replace those batteries, right? And so I'm like, I can't push those batteries because they're too many of them are faulty. So, yeah. So that's the reason why that thing stopped working at one point. It's the batteries. The BMS is basically failed on them, and so I haven't changed those. And I did get some to change them. That box right there has a regular 36 volt. What is that? The hoverboard ones. But the problem with those is, of course, that there's only limited amount of them. And by the time that I got them here, and by the time that I'm like, oh, I gotta do that project, and then everything else came in between. And basically, it took so long that those batteries now are sold out. So I'm like, I don't want to work on a project where I'm using some batteries that are not available. So I kind of just, the thing is on hold. I think the next iteration of that project is going to be me doing it with my own boards, because then those batteries don't go, they're not on a limited supply, right? Those, for the foreseeable future, we're going to have access to raw cells, and you'll be able to buy my board so you can do the thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change that project to those batteries. I should have just, I'm like, I should have done that from the beginning, but not really. I just thought those batteries were good. They were easier. They were a lot easier to do, basically, because you just connected them all together and they would work, right? If they were good batteries. But as it turns out, they're not as great as we first thought they were. Do cordless drill lithium batteries have BMSs? Yes, they do. And they go bad a lot of the times, and that's why Tom has, a warehouse full of them. The oxymoron of self-sustaining. I love the room you're in that you do videos. Yeah, it's full of stuff. I'm trying to clean it. Solar window treatment on south sides of buildings. The 9S packs in a case? Yep, those are the ones. Those are the ones that I used for that other project, and they just stopped working, so it sucks. I know it'll be worth more, but most important, they wanted to hide it away, says John Hall. Was the 1,000-watt grid tie inverter good, and how did you hook it up? The 240-volt version of the grid tie inverter. Yeah, that's still working. That's currently working, and it's working fine. And all I did was just connect the two leads to both hots, right? Of the two half faces. So yeah, it's just 240, and it just pushes 240, and it's even out through both sides of the faces, so it's fine. Any insight into an EV to grid or EV for backup power project? If I could access the bus bars on an in-service EV battery, what would be the best way to take the 48 volts for use with a hybrid inverter? Yeah, no, you're not going to see 48 volts. You're going to see more like 400 volts. And that's the challenge there, is that it's a weird voltage. Now, of course, probably can be done with the solar inverter, because solar inverters are designed to work with a wide range of power, of voltage, right? I have some. I wonder if I should do that. I should probably do that. Should do that experiment. And then the problem is to trick the car to give you that power off the connector, right? Now, of course, you could probably, if you didn't want to modify your car and put an external cable or another plug or something, because that could also easily be done. And not that easily. I mean, like for Tesla, for example, you'd have to take the battery down. Wait, did you have to take the battery down? Well, not really, not necessarily. So you'd have to tap, I think on the Model S, yeah. On the Model S, there are two cables that come out of the battery pack, and then they go into the motor controller assembly. So those cables there are essentially battery terminal cables, and they carry full pack voltage. So you could tap in there, cut them, put a connector, although it has to be a connector that can, withstand 400 kilowatt. Or it doesn't have to be a connector. It could be like a terminal block, and then from there you put an external connector. Then you can use that connector to connect your thing, right? But the only thing is that those cables are only powered when the system is ready to go. Basically, when the car is energized and on maybe standby. Yeah, maybe on standby. Basically, the contactors have to. This is post contactors, and so that means that the battery has to be on. Which I guess that wouldn't be such a big deal, right? If you have to turn your car on, put it on park or leave it on park, and then only then can you draw energy from the pack. I guess that wouldn't be the end of the world. But that would be one easy way to do it. I don't know if the Model 3 has that, but it probably does. I think probably is going to be some exposed cables going from the battery pack into the battery, into the motor controller assembly, right? And if that's the case, then that's where you can tap in. Let's see. Oh, Clayton Allen is in the house. He's the one that is trying those boards for the U.S. Air Force. How's that going, Clayton? Oh, yeah, we got to talk. We set up. You told me that we need to set some time to work on that and see where we're gonna go on those. I'll make some time. I'm just here for the dad's cameos. Yes, he does like making them. Where do I go to buy batteries by the pallets? I mean, yeah, there's several places. I think Tom will sell you batteries by the pallet. EV West will sell you a pallet of batteries if you wanted to. I'm working on a third source of batteries for the modem packs, right? I think I'm gonna try it for a little bit and like maybe put them on my website and then see how that goes. And then getting some and put them, warehousing them myself, and then I don't know. We'll see how that goes. That might work or not, but I'm gonna give it a shot, right? And then as soon as that happens, then you'll see some of those. Because right now, basically, yeah, I have access to brand new cells. And then just the modem ones, right? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I'll be able to sell you whatever batteries you want to pretty soon. But right now, all my partners basically can sell you whatever batteries you want. It's a step-down transformer, I think. Yep, it is. That's what transformers do. They step up or step down. I guess there's an isolating transformer that doesn't step up or down. It just stays the same. That just isolates. But for the most part, they're either stepping up or stepping down. Differences between Tesla module 24 volts or your PCB 75. So the Tesla module is a 6S module, right? 6 cells in series, which is not really 24 volts, it's 22 volts nominal. Mine is a 7S, which is 25 volts nominal. So when you compare that to the traditional lead acid 24 volts, then my 7S is much closer and therefore could be used as a replacement lithium battery pack, where the Model S module can with a lot of equipment. It's too low essentially, right? So the voltage is too low. It's missing one cell essentially. So there's ways to get around that. You can overbuild the pack, your Tesla pack, and only use the very low end of it. You know, use like the, I don't know, 70% of the pack, or you could do that. You could also add one more battery at the end of the string to make it 7S, which I think I want to do some projects and just kind of to show that, right? Or you can get a custom hardware, custom charger. I mean, the charger is not so much, but the inverter that will work with 22 volts nominal, and that's one way to get around that too. So yeah, that's basically the difference between those there. Oh Jesus, my dogs are about to go crazy. Let me take a quick break. Crystal's coming in, and then I'll be back, and then we can close this. So you want to build a DIY power wall. I'll show you how to do one. Using these as batteries and these as your inverter, you can build a small DIY power wall. Let's get going. Let's make a power wall.
Positive, positive. Well, they're not super even, but they're okay. Whoa, they are kind of all over the place.
And just like that, we assembled a 1 kilowatt hour battery pack, 24 volts, ready to be used. All right, the ceremonious installation of the contactor box. I mean, it's not done, but pretty close to being done. Looks like this. Guys, since I decided that I'm gonna sell my used Samba batteries, right? The Calv batteries. Hutch, also from the Ferrari here, the electric Ferrari, has decided that he wants to change his batteries. And so he's gonna have some of these batteries for sale. Actually, all these. All right, let's go. Let's finish this. Let's get through these questions that you guys have. And then we'll call it a night. It's 8:35. Wait a minute, it's 8:35? So it's less than... Why does it seem like I've been here for long? But it's not that long, huh? Anyways. Good Buddy 02 says, I have access to a 10 horsepower 3-phase AC motor. It's an industrial motor, so voltage rating is 220, 440. It said we're using for an EV. 10 horsepower? Yeah. I mean, for a little, for a little car, maybe like a golf car or something. Yeah, you usually need a slightly bit more that for a full-size car, you know. Hey, no. No. Here we go. Go get it. No? Here's another one. Look, he's gonna beat you to it. Oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, you usually need a little bit more than that, right? Jehu seems to have had good luck with his grid tie inverter. I will buy some Renogy panels or something for $100 for 100 watts or something. That battery got a bit standoffish with all those standoffs that you use in its stack. Yes, that's true. It is the standoffish battery pack. Can you make a video about how to make power bank for your air conditioner? Yeah, I will. I mean, there's nothing special about that battery. It just has to be a giant battery because your air conditioner usually pulls quite a bit of power. At least mine does. Mine pulls about 10 kilowatts when it's on, right? So about 10 kilowatts per hour. So if you want to have that thing on for an hour, you need a 10 kilowatt hour pack. If you want to have it on for 2 hours, that's a 20 kilowatt hour pack, right? And so it's a giant battery essentially, right? And so I will build that. The one that I'll build with all those purple cells and I'll put in here, whatever, will have enough capacity to do the air conditioner and stuff. And so that's coming up. We will do that. Video got grainy. This sidecar should be more popular with bikes. Let's see. I had a 71 Land Cruiser. I did a frame up on. Huh. What does that mean? Can you make a video about how to make power bank? Wait, I already read that one. Really? Or you just typed it in twice? Hi, are we able to download the board layout and schematics for the modular 18650 boards? Are they open hardware? I would like to add some features to them and try to contribute. Yes. Go to my website, Jack35, and there's a list of items that are included in the kit. And when you click on them, on the board or on the very bottom, I think it says like Gerber file or whatever, and then you can click on that thing and it'll take you to the files that you can, then you can click on them and download the file there. Can you make a video about how to make... Wait, oh, another one? Okay, so he's just putting that question a bunch of times. Do you have a tip? Which company delivers good, relatively cheap 18650 cells to Paraguay? Samsung? I don't know. I mean, the thing is that every country is different, and the problem with shipping used batteries is that they're no longer cheap when you add international shipping, because international shipping is expensive, and so then it's not worth it. You're better off just buying Chinese batteries from China, right? Because a lot of the China has a lot of times like cheap shipping, right, to certain countries. Not all of them. I don't know which ones, right? But yeah, South America, I don't know. There's not a lot of people that are building, that I know that are building over there. And so I know it's hard for you guys to get batteries at this point. Whoa, hey. These dogs are just bugging me. They want me to get off already. Cheers, Angels, de Puerto Plata. You would think that there would be some kind of really energy efficient air conditioner that would use 12 volts with a compressor that would be used for a room in a house. Yeah, they are. So there are now they're split units, right? Which are now they use variable motors, I think. So they run at a, you know, they don't run at 12 volts, but I think they run at 120, and they're way more efficient than anything that we've been using in the past, especially like an old house like I am here, right? I mean, it's a big unit. I have a giant unit, like I think it's a 4-ton unit or something. For showing me the headweight 38 120s, I'm using 2 in parallel and works great as a spot welder. Oh yeah, those put out a ton of power, so yeah, you will be able to spot. By the way, which those I might need to get. Hey, oh, yeah, I might need to get a spot welder that is more capable of that little cheapy Sunco one that I have. Which DIY spot welder are you guys using? Which one is the better one? I know I've seen that question asked many times in the group and stuff. So, but I know that probably a lot of you guys have one, and you probably could say that or whatever. My first 6 Nissan modules showed up this morning. Shipping only took 3 weeks. Cali to New Mexico. There you go. So it's 449 people in this live video now. How many are there? Yeah, 470. A little bit less, right? 470. What did you say? Yeah. Oh, more than that. Yeah, it's 472 right now. Or that's concurrent viewers. How do you look at the live thing? Let's see. Maybe on the phone here. This is like, I click on the new version of that thing and I'm kind of lost. But it was much easier to go in there. Here we go. Where are we? Yeah, 475, according to the thing here, 475. Wow, we're almost reaching last week's numbers. How big of a bank do you recommend for an emergency bank to run just the basics? I don't have a huge usage. Yeah, I mean, like, a couple kilowatt hours, 2 kilowatt hours or something should be enough. That's that box that I built. You can run your refrigerator like that for like a day or 2 days or something, plus lights and stuff like that. I'd say that's probably good enough. Anything other than that then starts getting like really big, right? This one right here that I have here, it's a 2.2 kilowatt and it's hefty. It's it's heavy. It's a lot of batteries in there. And these are batteries that are pretty energy dense. They're So if you use anything less than that, dense than that, then it's going to be bigger and heavier for less capacity, right? So yeah, about 2 kilowatt hours, I think it's sizable where it's portable. 4 ton is huge. I don't know where I got the 4 ton. It might not be accurate, but I kind of remember someone telling me that. Banggood sells a decent spot welder control board cheap. There you go. As per the spot welder, depends on what you're using it for power. Microwave transformer is easy to handle. Yeah, no, but I want something that I can use and then recommend to my... I'll look into some high power MOSFETs and let you know what I find. How do you figure 200 amps to watt hours or milliamps? Oh my God, dogs. They're just beating each other up right now. How do you figure 200 amps to watt hours or milliamps? Well, voltage times amperage, right, equals your watts and your watt hours. I share the video, so now it's 486. Is it? Oh yeah, 481. Look at that. Just share the video, everyone. My first 2 cars were Amish, 2 horse and 4 horse. Okay. Thank you for being so responsive to your chat. It's greatly appreciative. I have many questions and can't email. There you go. Yes, email. I usually, I can't get to everyone, but I do answer quite a bit on emails. Can you sell or ship lithium-ion battery pack to India? You can, but you probably wouldn't want to. It's probably going to be really expensive and stuff. Dogfight happening right now. Yes, they're trying to steal the spotlight, those dogs. Those dogs. Get out of here, dogs. They're going over there now. How well do 18650s do in a 24-volt computer UPS? you've done it before. Do they like the charging profile? They do. It's just really slow. Those are designed to charge very, very slow. Yeah, I didn't have a problem. In fact, I have a 36 volt one right here. That it's my main and backup thing for my office here, right? So, I mean, let me show you right here. Okay, see that white box right here? That one right there? That one has a bunch of hoverboard batteries, and that's a 36 volt inverter, 1 kilowatt, right? It's 1,000 watts, and that one I've used it a couple times, but usually, like I said, the grid here in California is pretty stable. But whenever the grid goes down, then that remains on, and that means my computers remain on. My lights remain on. All I have to do is probably run an extension cord to run my my modem if I wanted to use the internet, and if the rest of the neighborhood had a power. Because if it's localized, then no big deal. But if it's like a big, if it's a big blackout, then then the next substation or whatever probably doesn't have power, and so there's no internet coming through the wires to my house. So then even if I power my thing or whatever. How well? Okay, either Jehu VTC6 or NCR 18650Bs for my 6 kilowatt XW inverter. Well, it depends. I mean, I would take the NCR. The BDs are better because they're more energy dense, but they do less power out, right? So if you have, like, let's say a small battery bank, let's say that you're gonna build a 0.5 kilowatt bank or battery pack, but you need 3 kilowatts off of it, or 4 kilowatts or something, then the VTC6s are going to be your best bet, because then you can squeeze that much power off of them. But let's say that you're building a 5 kilowatt hour battery pack, and you only need like 5 kilowatts off of it, right? So then that's a 1C. So then obviously the NCR 18650BDs are going to be better for you, because then they're cheaper, they're more dense, so you'll need less of them. So that means less weight, less size. And so you'll be able to do it. So yeah, it just depends on how much power out you need off of them. The VTC6s are power cells. The NCRs are, they're kind of in between there. Third joke, he says, I hear the K-Well is a good spot welder. I hear that too. I think it's pretty popular, so I might order one of those. I want to do a test. I'm building a PCB for this battery pack, but I want to just try it without the PCB and see if I like that process or whatever. I just want to see what the difference is between using the normal way of building a battery as opposed to the PCB based one, right? And if it's not that much different, I'm like, well, why am I gonna do this and invest time in doing some PCB thing, Because designing a PCB takes up quite a bit of while, right? Like, you do it, and then you test it, and then you do it again, and you modify it, then you order more samples, and then eventually you get to a point where, it kind of works. But if it doesn't add much to the project or whatever, it's gotta make sense. How many kilowatt hours does all your power walls in your house total to? I don't know right now. I know at one point it was about 22 kilowatt hours, but right now it's less. I think I have 4.4 there. I think I have like 1 there. Then outside I have some other ones, but those, like I said, those aren't working right now. I think that's it. All these other ones are not operational, because I was waiting for me to do the other one, but I haven't done it again because I haven't finished. I can't offer the boards in the way that I want to offer them yet. So, I'd probably say it's probably somewhere around 10 kilowatt hours right now. Yeah, when you add them, a couple of ones that I have. You just reminded me of the UPS I bought, and I need to tear it apart to see what's inside of it. AJ Garcia, can you give me some insight on an inverter for the XI356 scooter? On an inverter, it's the same electric scooter as the Lime, Uber and Lyft. Mine broke, but the battery bank is still good. Oh, I mean, I think you can buy all those parts for those, right? On eBay and stuff, or AliExpress or whatever. I couldn't really tell you much about that inverter. I haven't really messed with those too much. Anything specific to look for or avoid in a UPS to convert it to lithium? Don't get the 12 volt one. So any of the little ones are 12 volts, and like lithium doesn't do 12 volts unless it's lithium iron phosphate. If you have lithium iron phosphate, then I guess it's no big deal. But if you're gonna use lithium cobalt oxide, then don't do 12. Don't try to do 12 volts. Stick with the 24. There's a few 36s, and of course the bigger ones are the 48 volts. PCB version 1.3 Gerber download link from the website is broken. Amazon no longer has the file. It says the file was removed by the owner. Huh. I gotta look into that. I wonder why did they remove that? Did I go over my quota maybe? I think maybe a lot of people were downloading that and they were like, okay, Radian, I'll look into that and see if I can re-upload it and put it up there and then get it. Peter H. Powerwall uses K-Weld. Seems to work well. Tell me the truth, where are all the hamsters in their spinning wheel creating power? I'm putting together a 24-volt leaf Powerwall with 3S 5P to start. Any BMS suggestions on how would you wire that? 3S? Oh, 3S because they're 2S, right? So it's actually 6S. Oh, that's right. You can't do 24 volts with those. You can only do 6S. Yeah, just get any 6S BMS. There's a bunch of them now that do high power, like sort of like this one's right here. This one is a 20S. Well, this one's whatever's 3 to 20, 20S or 24S. I think 20S. I got it to do like 16S or 15S or whatever. Yeah, this one will do like 400 amps supposedly. I don't know if these cables will handle that kind of power, but yeah. They're starting to pop up there, like large enough where you can do the stuff that you want to do on those. Yeah, just make sure it's a 6S. Hi from La Paz, Mexico. What? La Paz? I've been to La Paz. It's a nice little town. I like it much more than Los Cabos, because Los Cabos is too Americanized, if you ask me. I just want to use the battery for battery bank backup. Battery type lithium battery, 36 volts, 6.6 battery. Properties, 30 knots. Output current, 15 to 20 power watts. Do you speak Spanish? Yes, I do. I'm riding e-bike 48 volts. My question is, will I need more than 48 volts? I think it's okay to invest 1,000 watts. Yeah, usually 48 volts is the nominal voltage of a system, but usually it's gonna go much higher than that. What type of motor did you use on your BW conversion? I have an HP EVS AC50, which is about an 88 kilowatt hour motor, right? It's not, about 100 horsepower, I think, something like that. So it's not a beast, but it was the best thing that we can get back in the day, like 5-6 years ago, it was what you had. Now, to tell the truth, there hasn't been a lot more stuff available. Everything, I think the only thing that kind of makes sense now to move into is like the Tesla Model S motors. But you're still looking at quite a bit more money for that. But obviously, then it's a lot more power, right? And of course, your system kind of gets bigger into the big boy systems, right? With the 400 volt nominal system. So, mine it's 111 volts nominal, so it's still kind of a low voltage. It's, safe, working on it and stuff. Relatively safe. But yeah, I think that's the next chapter. I think that's the next thing. Other than that, I mean, like the only thing that we were doing a step further up from what I have on my bus was using 2 of those motors, which was doable and it's cool. It's just, it's just kind of big and heavy and, a lot of mechanical connection between the 2 motors and stuff. Yeah. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start that, I think, beginning of the year. I'm going to start engineering that for my bus, and all we have to do is basically do the battery boxes. Because EV West pretty much has done the rest of the stuff. They've done the cradle. Well, EV West and some other people thing at the same time. I've been doing that. And then my bus is going to have about 300 horsepower with about 300 miles of range. And now that is going to be a nice little system that all of a sudden I could totally be proud to show off, anywhere. I mean, I can, now that's pretty compelling there for anyone. It's not handicapped in any way, right? And so that's the aim here. And I think finally I'm going to get to do it starting this year. So stay tuned for all those videos. I'm going to be doing that soon. I'm going to start working on that soon. I'm just waiting for my IRS conversion kit so I can get my daily driver for this year. I got to finish that one, and then as soon as that comes in, then I'll start turning into my bus and do all that stuff. All right, I think we're gonna cut it off here. It's gonna be 9 o'clock. By the way, guys, if any, I'm gonna be at the Fully Charged event in February 1st and 2nd in Austin, Texas. I'm gonna be there speaking about electric conversions. It's I think the session is called conversion therapy, and I'm going to be there speaking about just the whole process of converting, and hopefully I'll be well prepared, and we'll have I'm gonna try and have like a PowerPoint or something. I think I need to speak to them, but I think they do this kind of like kind of sit down and just chat, Q&A kind of thing, which I guess is cool too. But if that is the case, I think I will prepare like a video or something, like a 5-minute video prior to that, and just kind of run through the history of where conversions have come and where we're at and then where we're going and stuff like that. And hopefully I get to, share some pictures and updates of where the bus is going to be at that point. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have it done by then. I'd really wanted to, but I'd have to cut too many corners to be able to get it there. And so as a result, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to concentrate on being there and having, good material to be useful for anyone that's interested in doing conversions. And that's going to be February 1st. My session is on February 1st in Austin, Texas. I guess I should start adding the link. I'll put this link as soon as this video gets published. I put it on the bottom there on the thing so you guys can get the information of where this event's going to be at and their stuff. Other than that, yeah, I want to thank you for joining me tonight for this conversation here. And I'll try to be here next week. We do this on Monday nights. Whether the dogs let me do it or not, whether they feel like it or not. Look at these guys. Yeah, and and then whatever videos I make, then I'll do them in the middle of the week. And then, we'll have the little live chat at the beginning of the week. All right, guys. Again, thank you for all your support. Please do like this video so it gets shared and stuff. These guys are crazy. And we'll see you guys in the next video, right? We'll see you guys next week. If I don't make a video in the week. All right, thank you. Good night to everyone. So you want to build a DIY power wall. I'll show you how to do one. Using these as batteries and these as your inverter, you can build a small DIY power wall. Let's get going. Let's make a power wall.
Positive, positive. Well, they're not super even, but they're okay. Whoa, they are kind of all over the place.
And just like that, we assembled a 1 kilowatt hour battery pack, 24 volts, ready to be used. All right, the ceremonious